This story is about a young guy who grew up in a broken home. His life took a rocky path because he kept making one bad choice after another. Eventually, he found himself tangled up in the tough world of crime in the Netherlands. Believe it or not, he ended up being the youngest person ever on the Dutch National Most Wanted list. Now let us tell you about the journey of Rida Bennajem, from a street kid facing challenges to becoming one of Amsterdam's most feared hitmen in the city. It's a story of how things can take a crazy turn, and Rida's quick rise through the ranks in the world of crime will leave you both shocked and intrigued. Rida Bennajem was born on March 27, 1991 in Amsterdam. His parents were originally from Morocco. Rida spent his early years in the Gulden Winckelplantsoen in West Amsterdam. School wasn't a breeze for Rida, especially with a family that knew its fair share of ups and downs. Around 2006, Rida joined a group known as the Gulden Winckelplantsoen group, a group of guys who were infamous for causing trouble in the neighborhood. It wasn't long before Rida got involved in activities like robberies and small-time drug dealing. His friends dubbed him a real soldier, someone fearless, ready to do whatever it took to make some money. As life went on, Rida's choices led him down a challenging path. He had his first encounter with the police, and unfortunately, it wouldn't be his last. The routine of getting into trouble became somewhat expected for Rida. The Moroccan social workers in the neighborhood, who were trying hard to guide the youth in the right direction, noticed Rida slipping away from the path of positive choices. Because Rida was a relatively small guy, standing at only 1.69 meters, he found it difficult to win fights using just his fists. To address this challenge, Rida started carrying a knife with him at all times. People who knew him in the neighborhood mentioned that he wasn't afraid to use the knife and had already done so on numerous occasions. Not long after that, Rida managed to obtain his first weapon. In the night of August 7, 2010, 19-year-old Rida and his friends were hanging out in the city center of Amsterdam. Dutch rapper Mr. Probz and his friend Flex the Hitspitter were there too. Now things took a wild turn when Flex bumped into one of Rida's friends, sparking an argument. The situation escalated and Flex started fighting with Rida's friend. Mr. Probz and the rest of the group joined in. Suddenly, a loud shot echoed through the night. Flex fell and then another shot, and Mr. Probz went down too. It was Rida's first time pulling the trigger. Both men survived, but Mr. Probz suffered permanent damage to his kidney. On June 6, 2011, Rida found himself in the national news. In a fit of rage after a street fight, he sprinted home, grabbed his weapon and without hesitation, shot the victim in the leg. People were shouting at him to stop, but Rida didn't care. The incident unfolded just about 50 meters from his home, but Rida fled the scene and managed to escape, leaving the police unable to catch him. In less than 6 months after the previous incident, on January 11, 2012, Rida found himself standing at the door of a jeweler named Has Gold in Leiden. This wouldn't be his first robbery, but it revealed that Rida was heading down a more dangerous path. Joined by 2 others, Rida entered the jeweler's shop. His role was to keep the employees at gunpoint, making sure they didn't move or else. Meanwhile, the other 2 filled their bags with jewelry. After a few minutes, they made a quick exit from the store. Unfortunately for them, the situation took a turn for the worse when they encountered resistance from the jeweler as they tried to flee on a moped parked outside. To add to the chaos, the moped refused to start. In the midst of this, one of the 3 individuals fired a shot at the jeweler. Things got even more intense when the police arrived at that exact moment. Faced with this sudden development, Rida tried to shoot at the police as well. Miraculously, no one got hurt, and the trio decided to make a run for it on foot, each heading in a separate direction. The robbery failed immensely. Rida's friends Hachi Y and Isam E got caught pretty quickly and got sentenced to 12 and 8 years in jail. Now there's a wild rumor going on in the neighborhood. Some folks say that Rida slipped into a McDonald's, ordered some food and hung out there for a bit. Nobody could confirm if it's true, but if it is, that's quite a clever way to dodge the police, don't you think? Even though the robbery flopped, the police found most of the stolen stuff on the same day. They dug deeper, checking Rida's phone records, and yup, he was there. That put him in the spotlight on a Dutch crime TV show called Opsporing Verzocht. They didn't paint a pretty picture of Rida, describing him as violent and highly unpredictable. After this rough robbery, Rida, just 21 years old, ended up on the national most wanted list. They even offered a reward of 5,000 euros for anyone who could spill the beans and lead to his arrest. The authorities were dead set on catching him. After several months of evading the police and living in the shadows, Rida found himself strapped for cash. Desperate times called for desperate measures. A job offer came his way, a hit on Moroccan hitman Redouan Boutaka. With a bounty on Redouan's head and Rida needing money, he agreed to take on the dangerous task. On April 22, 2012, Rida strolled into a shisha cafe in Amsterdam. It wasn't a visit to relax, he came for a job. Downstairs, Redouan sat with his friends, unsuspecting of what was about to unfold. Rida descended the stairs, headed straight for his target, and unleashed a series of strikes. The shocking scene left onlookers paralyzed, unable to intervene. Calmly, Rida ascended the stairs and vanished into the shadows. Mission accomplished. The suspect description released after the hit matched Rida's slender frame and 1.70 meters in height. Post-assault, Rida's notoriety soared, earning him a spot on Interpol's most wanted list. But this didn't slow him down. Rida, now officially an underworld hitman, celebrated his first successful job, with more ominous tasks awaiting him in the shadows. Even though Rida was on the most wanted lists nationally and internationally, he somehow kept dodging the police. Now in Amsterdam, things were heating up over a lost shipment of 200 kilos in 2012. Benouf A and Gwenet Martha were butting heads, sparking a feud. Benouf A recruited Rida for a grim task: to take out one of Gwenet Martha's top guys, Najeb Bouhbouh. A cool 30,000 euros were up for grabs, and Rida was all in. On October 18, 2012, Rida caught Najeb at the Crown Plaza Hotel in Antwerp. Out of nowhere, Rida sprinted up and hit him 4 times. Unfortunately, Najeb didn't make it, and the Mocro War kicked off. Rida, along with Marciano P, was suspected of Bouhbouh's murder. Marciano P himself got shot in a cafe in Paramaribo in 2015. Retaliation from Gwenet Martha's camp took place on December 29th. Benouf was the target, and in the crossfire, Said El Yazidi and Youssef Lakhorf lost their lives. Said was sitting with Benouf in a black Range Rover. After digging into the incident, investigators found that several automatic guns were fired. The main target, Benouf, miraculously survived the attack. The shooters sped away in 2 cars, even taking shots at 2 alert motorcycle officers who narrowly escaped death. But where did Rida fit into this chaotic puzzle? Various tales circulate about this event, but 2 stand out the most. The first story suggests that Rida played a role in luring Benouf, Youssef and Said to the shooting location. Allegedly, Rida and Benouf got out of the car, had a conversation down the street, and as they returned, Rida made a run for it. That's when the attackers swooped in, firing at the car. Now you might be wondering, wasn't Rida on Benouf's side? Yes, he was, to some extent, after carrying out the hit for Benouf. However, he allegedly hadn't been paid for the hit on Najeb Bouhbouh, and Benouf's delaying tactics pushed Rida to switch sides. The second story paints Rida as the mysterious 4th man in the Range Rover, who was never identified. Benouf was the intended target, and Rida and the others were seen as collateral damage by the shooters. Rida was good friends with Said and would never willingly put him in danger. So this version of the story makes sense to some extent. According to this version, Rida managed to escape and even helped Benouf evade capture. Deciding which story is accurate is a challenge. Concrete evidence is lacking, leaving room for speculation and multiple versions of the truth. The details of Rida's role in this shootout remain elusive and shrouded in uncertainty. No matter which version is closer to the truth, it's clear that Rida was in deep trouble. Both sides started doubting him as stories circulated. His money dried up, he made enemies, lost confidants, and was wanted worldwide. Rida always stayed in Amsterdam despite the risks. Someone close to his family shared. His mother always dreamt of him being arrested, just so she knew he would be alive. Surrendering after the jeweler's robbery might have given him a chance at a fresh start, but instead he dug a deeper hole, facing the ultimate consequence at only 21. On March 16, 2013, after years on the run, Rida himself became a victim. Shot multiple times in Comania Straat, he didn't survive. The alleged shooter, Suleiman L, provided Rida with a PGP phone equipped with spyware to track his moves. Interestingly, Rida and Suleiman were supposedly good friends. PGP messages in court revealed Suleiman did this for Bennajem A, stating, "Yes man, if you are prepared to pay 50, which means 50,000 euros, he's gone." Rida was allegedly betrayed by two people he knew. Did this make story 1 more believable? Rida asked Bennajem for money, didn't get it, switched sides, and lured Bennajem to be attacked. In turn, Bennajem wanted Rida gone for betrayal. Suleiman made a big mistake, dropping keys at the crime scene with his DNA. 2 months after the incident, Suleiman was arrested. They also found a jacket in his home with gunpowder on it, seemingly making this a pretty strong case. Well, apparently not. After 9 months in jail, he got parole with strict rules. In 2015, parole and rules lifted. He remained a suspect. In 2022, 9 years after the incident, the case against Suleiman L was completely dismissed, a bitter disappointment for Rida's family. This was the story of Rida Bennajem, one of the Mocro Mafia's most feared hitmen who got betrayed by his own people. As a result, he only managed to make it to 21 years old. Or had it been his own choices after all? I really hope you enjoyed this video. As always, please leave a like, a comment, and subscribe if you have not already. See you in the next one.